All right, we are going to continue on with Tyler Reddick, driver of the number 45 2311 Racing Toyota. If you have a question for Tyler, please raise your hand, and we will get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start up front with Zach.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Tyler, winning this race back at the fall at least, what have you learned racing with 2311 here that maybe stood out from your past trips with RCR or JRM?
Yeah, I think, I guess the biggest thing is just kind of staying in the hunt. Those two races we had last year, we weren't necessarily thrilled with like our overall speed necessarily, but we just stayed in the mix and were able to get some good finishes out of it. Certainly like last fall, for example. I mean, we were pretty solid, but the 11 was just a little bit better. So it was nice to be that close. But yeah, as the situation ended up unfolding, we had an opportunity to pit, and we were just able to execute that late race caution and come away with the win. So it was nice to be able to win a race like that. Typically, they've been pretty straightforward, so it was nice. That was like one of the first times on a mile and a half where I've had a race that I've been able to kind of take away.
Additional questions? Come up right here.
Hey, Tyler. Caleb Vessel, SpeedwayDigest.com. I just wanted to get your opinion on something. Kansas City Chiefs are there's speculation and whatnot that they might move their stadium to just right across 435 over there. As a driver, do you have any thoughts on that? I just wanted to get your opinion about that.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm a Broncos fan, so it is what it is. Hopefully it slows them down a little bit. I don't know.
Questions for Tyler? We'll go back to Zach. Oh, okay. We'll go here, and then we'll go back to Zach.
Hey, Rob Collins from Fox here in Kansas City. Toyotas have dominated this racetrack of late. What makes y'all so good here?
I think it's our boss. He's just really, really great. We hear Freddie Kraft talk about it all the time, and I think that's just a big part of it. Denny's great, so we're great too.
All right, we'll go back to Zach.
Have you physically recovered from the wrestling match with Bo and Alexa?
Oh yeah, no, he's got a lot of energy. So, I actually took a nap, so that was nice. I needed a nap. We flew out at 6 a.m. this morning, so yeah, getting up at 5 was a little rough. We're normally pretty late to getting the bags packed, so I needed a little bit of sleep so I could be fresh for practice and qualifying a little bit.
On a more serious note, what do you feel like you will take away from today's practice and qualifying, especially being that it is kind of more timing-wise going to be when you're going to be on the racetrack tomorrow?
I think places like Kansas that, does have some fall off. You can get an idea of what your race car is going to do over 10, 20, 30 laps if you have the opportunity to run that long, which you should unless you're making a lot of adjustments or there's some other sort of issue. So, yeah, a place like this, you get a good feel for what you got. I think for the most part, you can see where the field stacks up as well. So this is normally one of the more beneficial practice sessions that we have. Outside of that, I think what it looked like weather will be a little bit different tomorrow than it is today. I know that's kind of been changing a little bit. A couple days ago it was supposed to be raining right now. So thankfully, looks like it's clearing up a bit. But, yeah, certainly day to day, the weather being a little bit different can kind of determine how much you take away from it. But at a place like this, for example, with the fall off, it does be more beneficial. Last week at Dover, there really wasn't anything to take away from practice because it wasn't laying any rubber and we're running so fast compared to what we were the next day with higher temperatures.
Okay, let's go to Dustin and then to Chris.
Dustin Albino, J-Ski. Tyler, obviously, coming in as the most recent winner here at Kansas, how much does that help or how does that affect your confidence going into the weekend?
It certainly helps. I think for me, it's always in a good place going to a mile and a half. I think so far this year at the mile and a half, we've been really, really strong. You know, Atlanta is a little bit different than the others, but, you know, Texas and Vegas, you know, we were very, very fast. And I didn't lead a lot of laps at Vegas, but I feel like we were right there with Larson. And so, yeah, just looking at the last two. And again, you know, we were able to steal the win away here last year, but I know there's some things we really didn't like that we had in our race car that we were able to learn from this race a year ago and make some better changes coming back. So I know that we can always be better, and I think we're going to be better than what we were. So yeah, the confidence from that experience last fall and then the other mile and a half certainly has me in a good spot.
Let's go to Chris.
Chris Knight, Catch Fence. Tyler, just looking ahead to do Darlington next weekend. 9 starts there, average finish 11.1. Do you love Darlington? Do you hate Darlington? And how do you feel about Throwback Weekend?
I love Darlington. It's certainly one of my favorites. You know, when I was coming into the Cup Series, it's when we started having more than the one date, going back to 2. And I think during that COVID year, we ran there like, I don't know, 3 times or something like that. So I was eating it up. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, for me, it's a track I've always really, really enjoyed. As it's changed, you know, I still love it a lot, but when we had to redo turn 2, obviously I was a little soured by that, but it's still a very difficult racetrack. It's a lot of fun to race. You're racing your other competitors out there, but you really have to battle with the racetrack every lap. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for Kansas. Darlington always gets me really excited. Throwback Weekend makes it one of the most fun weekends of the year, just seeing all the different schemes that the teams come up with and how elaborate they get with putting it all together. And then we get to go to North Wilkesboro and Charlotte. So this is a really fun stretch of the year for our team.
Any final questions for Tyler? All right, we'll come up to Jeff.
Hello. What do you think is NASCAR's most difficult oval?
Most difficult oval? You know, Texas is really tricky, honestly, but I don't know. I feel like from just racing the track to how narrow it is and how hard you have to fight to make passes or stay out of trouble, I feel like, I don't know, to me, Darlington seems like one of the most difficult. It's just so easy to get yourself on the wall anywhere around the racetrack, honestly, and 1 and 2 with the shape and your approach you have to have into turn into those corners. You kind of have to thread the needle by the wall every lap to have a good arc, a good angle for your exit of 2, and then just how turn 3 and 4 is shaped, the wall is shaped, it's a bit wavy. So if you go in on the corner really chasing the wall, you're going to end up hitting it about a third of the way around. So it really, some of the nature that it has the first time you go there can really throw you off because you're like, oh, I'll just get up by the wall and run it, and then boom, you hit it. So I feel like Darlington's another one of those tracks. You know, turn 4 can really sneak up on you in any car I've raced there. It's real easy to think you're good and then get a late push off of 4, and then you hit the wall right where it comes in. So to me, I think Darlington takes that.
Let's go to Lee.
Lee Spencer, SiriusXM NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. You finished 3rd in the All-Star race last year, and, you know, until they announced that event would be going there, guys in your generation probably thought you'd never get the opportunity to race at an iconic track like that. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was amazing. You know, being there the multiple days that we were, getting to kind of see what, you know, the late model guys were doing, watching the truck race, and just being there for multiple days. Being so close to home is also really nice too, but yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've passed it going to Bristol Motor Speedway and just get a little sad, right? Because it's just sitting there, you know, every time I go by it, you know, it's just nature's kind of taking its course with it, right? But yeah, it's really cool that we're able to get back and race there. I obviously never got to see a race there while I was alive, but I've gotten to go back and watch many races even before I knew we were going to go back and race there. Just, it was really cool. There's some big moments that have happened there, and yeah, the track just has a lot of character. We talk about places like Darlington, right? And North Wilkesboro is another one of those that, You know, it's not perfectly flat. The the corners aren't perfectly round. It's got character, and really glad that we're back racing on it, honestly.
Any last questions? All right, Tyler, thanks so much.
All right.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Great job, driver.